Well, this is how the thumbnail was made. I did the whole thing. It says, "Oh my God!" It didn't show how the thumbnail was made. So this is going to be a little separate extra clip. This is a capture that I had made when I was running the video in my VLC player, and I said, "Well, I'll capture that whole thing. That way, I could get her on the side and the website all in one." So let's go over here and see what I can do about capturing an area and using it for a thumbnail. We're going to stick with this. I kind of like that, what I did over here with that 16 by 9, and see what I can capture if I go, what kind of an area can I get and get that 16 by 9 out of it. And then once you capture, you can still slide it around. It doesn't have to be stuck with that one area. And I think that's what I'll use, is right there. I think that's good enough. And we'll select from that area, and we've got okay, let's see, image, and we'll go crop to selection. And then we'll take that selection and we'll resize it, scale image to 1280 by 720, and there it is. There we've got it. Now we've got our basic image to work with here, and we'll select none. And to give us some room over on this side over here, first we'll sharpen this up a little bit, because I've got a copy of a copy of a copy. So we'll take the filters and we'll enhance it, and we'll sharpen it a little bit. And this one time through should be good enough. That should suffice. And I'm going to take and put a bottom layer underneath that, because I want to move some pieces around. I'm going to take this, and I'll take that bottom layer and we'll paint it the same color as that background right there. And that might not even be a real black. It might be an off-shade black. So we'll do a sample of the coloring. There's a black isn't really always black. I mean, it could be a black with a little bit of a charcoal black or something else. But anyway, now I can take this image here and I can cut this out. Let me zoom up just a bit. I can take this image here, cut it out. I hope you all enjoy the Kdenlive, or if you haven't seen it yet, you'll take a look. Oh, look at, now I don't want to do that. See what I did, my tool? I had it with a fixed ratio, and I don't want a fixed ratio, so we'll select none. The Kdenlive video, if you haven't seen it, it is a very powerful editor for video. I've been using FFmpeg, and I still will use it a lot, because sometimes I convert more than one video at a time. But so we'll do edit cut. If I cut, it should leave a black. Well, I don't want to do that. Look, see what I did there? Learn from me, people. Learn from me. Make sure you're on the right layer. Then you can cut. And then I can select none, and I can paste it into place. Paste in place, and there it is. Now I can slide that wherever I want to, and I'm going to move it over there. We'll turn that into a new layer. Then I can slide it. Now slide it over here. I can slide it way over there if I want to, really. Now I should do my lineups. I should line up like I'm supposed to. Now there's a faint line in there. See that? There's a faint line. Where that was cut out. I'm going to take this and merge it down. And I'm going to get rid of that little faint line in there. And we'll do that by doing a little bit of pushing and smudging here. I don't know if you can even see it on your screen. You might not be able to. I can see it though. But that little bit of smearing and smudging will take it away. It'll be gone. And see, I don't have to watch out for her because she's a layer on top. I can actually run right across that image and it doesn't even matter. But I did get up into there. That's not good. So let me get a color from there, a color from that point. Then I'll give myself a nice straight line in there. And I'll paint that in. See there, I got that nice edge back. Okay, select none. Okay, that's good. Now let's back out a little bit. Back out, back out. Look, I still didn't get that. Oh my God. I still didn't get that little area there. God, sometimes I make myself mad. Okay, there. All that just to get a little straight edge in there. Select none. Okay, now we've got this big open area here. Let's see if there's anything I can do to make this stand out in here. Just back it off some. Let's go, let's roll. That's good. I've got a thing where I usually take the names, but that's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. Maybe I can straighten it up. Let me cut it anyway. Let me do that copy of that. What? Jesus. Look what I'm doing here. Oh my God. Don't do that kind of stuff, Jack. Okay, all my erasures, everything is good. I can take this and I can copy it now. Okay, copy that. Edit, copy. Now let it paste it as another layer. Paste as a new layer. And then we'll slide that layer. Let me look at this. And we'll take and slide that new layer up here like I do with a lot of the... And we'll select none. And I'll go up here and reverse that. I'll reverse everything about it. Or should I just sharpen it? Let me try it. Filters. Enhance, and we'll sharpen it. I don't like that a whole lot. I don't like what I did up there a whole lot. It says write her name in there. But not in black, of course. See, we'll do it in, oh, what'd you say your favorite color was red? Oh, mask red. We'll do it in mask red. That's what we'll do it in mask red. Okay. And I've got the wrong font too, but we'll straighten that in a second. Ai Kubo. And reverted back as soon as I got done with it. Okay, now let's change that font. To a bold. Yeah, that's not bad. That's okay. and we'll move it. So that's good. We'll make that to image size. So far, so good. Now we got rid of that YouTube stuff in here. Let's see if we can get rid of a little bit of that in the background. I don't want to get rid of her though. So we'll take that image. Let's slide this all together. At this point, I can take everything and make it into a new from visible. Good. So I can turn all that stuff off. And we kind of, it's almost like starting over. Very close to starting over. Because I've got all that to work with now. I can come out there and I can cut her out. Edit, cut, or copy, paste in place. And there it is sitting on top of everything. Make it to image size, layer to image size, and that's on top of everything, and make it to a new layer. So if I go down below here, I can take some of this stuff. Let's get rid of, what can we get rid of that would be nice? Can go to here and to here. We'll try to balance these sides out a little bit. And we'll invert that selection. That gives us the border in there. And blue. Now we want to go to blue. Let's use the blue from the image right here. And that's the blue that we'll use. And we'll put a border in blue. And notice how she stands out from the border. That's because it's a top layer. Now I'm coloring all that underneath her. And when I take her and shrink her, you'll see that. And if I erase that, see, she's there. But we'll take that top image and we'll shrink it down a little bit. We'll keep it in proportion. You don't wind up with either fat cheeks or a long chin, so we want to keep it in proportion, and then slide her up inside of there. Now since she's sitting there, we don't need that background. We'll turn that into to image size, layer to image size, and we'll take that background and we'll make that blue. She had mentioned that she liked the color blue in the middle of the chat, so we'll try to use this this blue. As a matter of fact, this is stuffed animal blue. That's what it is. And we'll add a layer so we can paint it without painting on top of her. And let's pour that blue in there. Now turn that top layer on, and she's sitting there, and select none. Now we take that top layer and we'll put a bottom layer on it before. Slide it down. Then we'll take that top layer and we'll select it. Select none first. Top layer and select it. Select none. Then invert the selection. We'll go to that bottom layer, and let's not go with black. We'll go with a deeper blue. And you see that appear when I did that. Let me back up a step. When I did that, you watch down this square. It shows that layer got painted. See? So let's take that selected layer. Let's select none. Let's take that layer and we'll slide it down a little bit. There it is. Slide it down. We'll take her and slide her up a little bit. Up there. We'll make that into a image size. That into an image size and take that and blur it a little bit. Filters, blur, Gaussian blur. There's the blur. And that put a layer of dimension to that picture. And if I want to, I can really, let's see what we can do here to make that picture stand out just a hair more. I'll take and select that whole picture. I'll take again, select and invert. Go to the top. We'll take that selection and make it grow by 4. It's grown by 4. Now we'll paint it white. Now we can go one of two things. Either I can shrink it and leave it there, or I can just go like this and go. I could shrink it and then delete the inside, or I can drop it underneath. Same effect. Same effect. And now it looks like a little picture with a edge on it, and it's got a shadow in the background. And we'll take this one here, and I think we could put a layer around it too. If we do that, let's take a look what we do if we get rid of all this. Now we've got these two layers. So if I take this, I merge it down, then I can select that. I can select invert, which is selecting only that black square. Then select grow by the same 4 so it matches what we're doing with the other. Let's put a layer underneath that and we'll paint it white. Select none and then we'll paint that layer underneath white. Now we've got that layer underneath. I haven't selected it. Oh my God. And this time we will shrink it. We'll shrink it by 4. And there's a layer down there, and we'll delete. The reason is we want to put a white layer on top of that image. So we've got to make a square that we can put on top. So if I go to select none, that's the square we can put on top. There's the image. Now we'll take and slide that square up on top. And there it is. Now we've got a border on it. We've got a fuzzy background. We've got a white. And we've got that image there. And that all goes together pretty good. That fits pretty nicely. And on top of everything, we're going to put a new layer. And everybody knows I like stars. We go here and we'll put a star. Then we take the star and we close it up. From path, it's closed up. There's the top layer. Let's paint that thing a gaudy yellow so everybody can see it. Oh, but we want to do black underneath though. No, we don't want to do black underneath because it won't matter. What if we do red underneath? We'll do red underneath. We'll paint it red, then we'll shrink it and do it in black. That'll make it look gaudy. There you go. Paint it in red. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Ai. Likes red anyway. So here we go. We're going to shrink it down. Select shrink by 4. and we paint it yellow inside and select none. Now we write in here. This is where our text will go. And she keeps calling herself MotherMask. Now, some of you might think this is clickbait. I don't think it is. She calls herself MotherMask. She came in and she attacked Livestream. I mean, she came in and really took it over. And I don't think this is clickbait. It is some, but not enough that makes me feel bad. And let's redo this. I don't know if I'm even recording or if I'm talking to myself. Isn't that something? I don't remember if I put my recorder on or if I'm just making this right now. Huh. That's too bad. If I'm not recording it, it'd be a sad thing to lose. But it won't be the first time I've done something like that. Let's rotate it. Now I've got to shrink it down. It's too big to go in there. I'll give it a little bit of a, what do you call that? Isn't that something? I can't think of the term. A shear. I give it a little bit of a shear. There it is. That's good. And we turn that into a layer to the image. And let's give it a little bit of an outline so it stands out. We'll go to that selection. We'll pick out all those letters. We'll select all those letters and we will grow those letters by 2. Only by 2. We'll go to a layer below it and we'll paint them black. And that's how you make a thumbnail. Now we will take all this right here. We will get a new from visible and we'll export it as Ai Kubo MotherMask .jpg. Oh, I put a slash up there. That's terrible. Isn't that something? I meant to do a period and I would miss my key. Let's go to desktop, I guess, and put in screen captures and we save it there. Well, we got everything together. Everything is done. I don't think I explained. I'm going to do this just because I don't think I explained. There is a program out there that will put subtitles in. Oh, we'll save that for some other time. Because I've got some subtitles that we'll be putting in here. But next video.